I have now blow dried and straightened the hair on this part of the head, and you can see where we now need to work. It is when the hair is dry that you will be able to see the ever so slight graduation, which allows the hair to sit with a slightly more beveled angle against the head shape. We can now see that we need to work on the front part of this hairline to make sure that this line remains nice and clean so it matches the hair over and behind the ear. And using my finer tooth of the comb, I can then visually examine my line and determine where I may need to work on refining it. I now take vertical sections and then I will use my longer scissors to do a parallel point cutting technique. What this means is the entire length of the blade of my scissor will go into the section of hair I have collected, but I will be working parallel to the way the hair sits in my fingers in this section. When I am working with point cutting to remove bulk and weight from the section, I like to rest the unmoving blade on my finger, and that allows me to have a lot more control as I point cut deep into the section I've taken. You can see here that I work in a very controlled pace, and I can then observe exactly where my blade is cutting. You can see that I continue to point cut through all of the vertical sections along this new hairline. After point cutting, I now comb through the hair and I look to see if there are any areas of imperfection that I need to pay attention to so that I can make sure this new line is neat and clean. I also collect the hair in a horizontal section and I again work with point cutting, except this time I only use the tips of my scissor blade and I angle the scissor ever so slightly to help me determine texture in the exterior line. And then using a mixture of all of the previous techniques, I check through the line and working in a freehand fashion mostly, I make sure that the line is clean and neat. And there you have our beautiful new exterior line that both is bold and graphical. The line also has a soft texture which allows the hair to flow freely around the head shape.